Wow. Look at you. She beats the hell out of both.
Anyway, I should get back.
Hello, sweet Joan. So glad you're home.
Could have sworn it was in my jacket.
Why do people still speak incorrectly?
Thanks. Give you a briefing about the institution before you left.
Well, all I know is it's a re-education center.
That's life.
For hate criminals.
That's what all the people say.
Well, if it were just folks running around using wrong pronouns or ignoring the speech guides,
Shut down in May.
they wouldn't need us.
But I know I'm gonna change that
Sipping whiskey from a
Your guards seem a little on edge.
Right now, Marshal, we all are.
Take a look at what you've done to yourself. Why don't you put the bottle back on the shelf?
The year's 2029. I am a speech marshal for the politically correct state. And there's been a spate of hate crimes right here, inside the socially equitable re-education center for people kind. Speech Crime City.
How can you tell?
Well, it's knowing what to look for. I will rephrase. Was anything said last night during group therapy that was more, let's say, more binary than...
Normal?
Exactly.
No. Sorry.
Sabrine normally says offensive things?
She was worried about the rain. And she hated the food here. Last night included.
So you were there when Breen used the word mother?
Yes, Dr. Sheehan led the discussion.
Dr. Sheehan?
Yes. He was running the session.
What am I doing here? What kind of a life is this? What, am I a hallway monitor now? Sheesh.
Huh. What is this, exposure therapy? Binary terms, and let me be specific. Father, mother, daughter, son. These are violent words, people. You call this re-education? I'm gonna need to talk to this doctor, Dr. Sheehan.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. He left on the ferry this morning.
Dr. King? We need to interview the inmates who've been disrupting the group therapy sessions.
I thought your investigation was finished.
Well, it's not like we can take the ferry.
You know the state of the re-education field these days, gentlemen.
No, and let me give you a doctor. That word, gentlemen, fair boat. I know that don't mean a good day for sailing. Use it again. Red card. And make no mistake, you will face the Human Rights Tribunal.
You are old school, Marshal, entirely refreshing. As for your threat, I don't give a damn about the speech police.
I don't know. What's going on here? Why can't I be more like Marshal Roberts? Yeah, he's a true believer.
So who'd like to see their first speech criminal?
Which school are you, Doctor?
Me. I have this radical idea that if you let inmates speak freely, listen to them, you might understand their incorrectness.
Next up is inmate Breen insisted that only women can bear and have children, and I'm quoting, only women can be mothers.
Can't wait.
This is...
You seem quite normal. I mean, why risk speaking heresy here?
Well, I have my dark days. I suppose everybody does.
Inmate Breen has violated the terms of her cozy re-education. If I report her, she re-enters society, but under total exclusion. No bank card, no health card, no transit pass, no access to Wi-Fi. Mrs. Breen, as she calls herself, seems at peace. As for myself, I can think the word she, but I can't say it. Why have I become this apparatchik of the state, which has built this fake world in which our happiness, our security, depends on controlling what other people say? As we make our way to Dr. King's study, a woman looks at me and she seems to be speaking.
Marshal, you are the one living in a prison. The messenger deceived you.
Was that woman some kind of an oracle? Her words burn their way into my conscious mind, while Florence Nightingale here gives us a sermon on re-education. And what would that be exactly?
A moral fusion between safe space modalities and non-binary care.
Pardon me, Doc, a what? Between a what and a what?
A famous portrait hangs in the doctor's study. I've seen it before. The high priests of political correctness, whose legacies paved the way for reducing so-called mums and dads to their rightful status as temporary caregivers. The state is the caregiver.
That, Marshal, is Truth, the daughter of time, and her heel bruises the neck of deceit, a two-faced deception, smiling before it sneers.
I find a kindred soul in Dr. Benjamin King, but instead of commiserating, I preach the standard dogma of the campus revolution, because the closer I get to the truth, the harder I resist. Dr. King, this painting objectifies the biological anomaly that was once known as the mistaken basis for the antiquated female gender. And need I remind you that truth and falsehood is an equally incorrect binary construct?
Well then, Marshal, feast your eyes on the original binary, the male and female created he, them.
Is this a painting of Adam and Eve hanging on the walls of a state-funded institution? Creation is heresy, Doctor, along with your male and female here. It is my duty to inform you, as per the very correct Governor General's speech of October 2017, all Canadian citizens must reject creation for the dim light of science, lest we be blinded by illumination.
Sadly, that painting is quite accurate. Used to be the kinds of citizens we dealt with here had been expelled by their own parties, arrested by Metro Police, branded unemployable by city governments, or accused by safe space task forces, publicly censured, as if shaming them would drive the incorrectness out. We put Ritalin in their children's brains. We immersed them in gender fluidity until they lost identity, or even meaning.
And now?
We treat them, try to heal incorrect thought. If that fails, at least we provide them with a measure of comfort in their lives. Call.
These are all violent offenders, right? I mean, they're creationists, climate change deniers.
In almost all cases, yes.
Then personally, Doctor, I'd have to say screw their sense of calm. I hear myself talking, but it doesn't fit with anything that I believe. Not that I know what I believe.
This guy's got a lot of lights.
And then we make our way to the office of Dr. Nathaniel Nathan, myself, my sidekick, and Benjamin King. And as for what happens there, you can see for yourself.
Time everlasting, time to play B-sides.
Marshal, this is a miracle for you game-seeking speech crimes. You shall find instead truth, and given your profession, not exactly inevitable. And yours?
I'm sorry?
Your profession, Dr. Nathan, psychiatry. I always heard it was overrun with boozers and drunks.
The Latin saying, in vino veritas.
Is that truth in your glass there?
Excellent, Marshal. You have outstanding defense mechanisms. But your pain is real, no matter how latent. There was a woman in your life. She lost you, and you lost her.
Now that's a hell of an assumption to make.
Yes, and I'll make another. The Marshal here lost her because of a lie. The messenger lied.
Edify us, Doctor. What messenger?
You know of whom I speak. Someone close to you misrepresented Jocelyn's words. An abridged message which created, I would say, a great shock of pain. And in your silent response, you never thought to ask, who told you this? What to think? What has she left out? You see, Marshal, the woman you loved, Jocelyn Haynes, she faced a crisis. solution to which meant affirming you. She named you, one might say, clearing a path to her door. But this messenger, this meddler, cut out the heart and soul of Jocelyn's overture, implanting in your mind a false narrative spun from a half-truth. And the worst part of it, Marshal, was an even greater lie, which the messenger misconstrued quite deliberately from your silence and delivered to Jocelyn, hurting your love beyond, quite beyond, your knowledge, so that even if you could find her in this late hour, Jocelyn will never speak to you until liberated from this deception. But in 1987, and from this greater lie, flowed a course of events so heartbreaking. Well, Marshal, no wonder. You've chosen a profession which suppresses all the necessary terms for otherwise naming your loss, love, wife and mother, child. You see, Marshal, this unfaithful messenger withheld the truth from you.
Facts get erased.
Erased. But in this case, the messenger, she erased you, Marshal.
Me?
Oh, I'm quite serious.
Mother and wife, child, love, interesting speech doctor. You're worse than the inmates. No? And you came here to hide.
Is telling you the truth a crime, Marshal?
Oh, I don't know, Doctor. You tell us. Now listen, Jocelyn Haynes is none of your business, nor is 1987, nor any other year.
The messenger lied to you and Jocelyn, period.
You need to stop.
Keeping this truth buried is out of the question.
Nothing is out of the question. Who the hell is this guy to tell me, huh? Tell me the abiding pain of my life, huh?
Dr. Nathan acts as liaison to our board of overseers, which frankly does not take orders from the state.
Are you confused? They don't have the authority to not take orders from the state, and neither do you, sir.
Mr. Roberts, no one can indefinitely bury the truth. We are only here to help.
I've read the studies, memory, intuition, the entire past is suspect.
I know it's
Individuals cannot be trusted. We must look to the dim light of science.
tell me who I am.
Inclusive speech guide, politically correct studies funded by the state. Your own study is out of order, sir. Dr. Benjamin King, red card. Creation hangs on your walls. Procreation, family. Adam and Eve, it's a crime to even speak those names.
So this is it. This is it.
Your hands are shaking while your body sweats. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer.
So all that opportunity that you're talking about,
That's right.
Some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down.
I'm not.
Ooh, Barracuda. Got you now, haven't I? It's just been a long day, hasn't it?
Ja siis Radio E. Kanada, Amerikka.